All right, Steve. Well, it's book launch day. We've done this enough times to say this is the third time, right, that we've done this.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Yeah.
So it's official. Breathing Room Awaited Sunrise is now on Amazon. I'm just going to go there now so that we can show our listeners. So Breathing Room Awaited Sunrise is now on Amazon. You've got it on sale for 99 cents right now, so make sure to get over there and purchase it. The other thing for this book launch that Steve decided to do is he decided to, as a thank you to everyone, he's made Fragile Hope, which is book 2, free to folks. So if you haven't yet gotten into the series, it's a best-selling series. Muddy Beginnings became a #1 bestseller. Fragile Hope became a top bestseller. And we're hoping that Awaited Sunrise becomes a bestseller today. So be sure to download your book today. If you're a Prime user, you also get Muddy Beginnings for free, Fragile Hope for free, and Awaited Sunrise is 99 cents first. So a buck gives you 3 books if you're a Prime user. So such a deal, right?
How can you beat that?
How can you beat that? Exactly. So we're excited about this launch, and it's a glorious day. And as you know, the last time we launched was during the Kentucky Derby. So I decided to wear my Sun and Fun hat today to celebrate our next launch. So I'm really excited. It's summertime, so this is a great summer read for folks. And I actually have the book here loaded on my Kindle. And what's nice about Kindle is you can read it in full sun. So if I'm on the beach, I can read this in full sun. So load up your Kindle with an Amazon best-selling book, the Breathing Room's 3-part series. And I just want to say, Steve, that it's been a joy to work with you, and I've been so excited about this book baby. I feel like you've let me adopt him.
Well, you know how I feel about that. I've said a number of times that you've been incredible, and were it not for you, that the book would still be in my top dresser drawer and languishing. So I'm just thrilled, for the past couple of years that we've had a chance to work together.
Yeah, now what our listeners really don't know about us is how we met. So should we tell them?
Yeah, I think that's neat.
So what happened is over 4 years ago, we actually met in a college dorm room as we were dropping off our boys for college. And that's how we met yourself and Diane and your lovely son Daniel, because Daniel, your son, is my son's roommate, Stefan's roommate. So that's the first day we met. And I think it was a couple months later that we invited you over for supper, and you happened to mention that you were an author and you wrote a book. And I think the rest is history, right?
Yeah, and it was funny because as we were headed over that evening, I had a predisposition for talking about the book maybe a little too much. And the last thing, one of the things that Diane said to me on the web was, in the book. Well, I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you told me about your book, because it was in your top dresser drawer, and you had told me, I've got this book that I wrote, now what? And I said, oh, we need to talk. And the rest is history. So I have sitting with me your son, because he's visiting Stefan up here in our neck of the woods in New Jersey. So part of our Breathing Room tour, right, is all over New Jersey. So Daniel's visiting up here in the shore area by us, and you're down in Long Beach Island at your home. So Daniel,
you're hosting my little boy.
Yes.
Hey, Dad.
Our food bill just went up, Steve.
I didn't eat that much yet.
No, it's all good. So Steve, I know that Daniel's excited today for the book to be out, and he's
third edition. Well, third part.
He was just looking at it live. It's nice to see it physically inside a Kindle.
Except I don't know how to work a Kindle.
Well, we're working on that. So
that's what I gotta learn.
So modern technology. If it was on his phone, he would be able to manage it.
Which you can on Mac, you get the Kindle app.
Yeah, you can get the Kindle
app. That's what I have.
Right on your phone, so we could have him read your third part of your book on his phone. So take it away. Tell your dad something about today.
There's a pool behind me.
He said
I don't know.
after the interview he's going to jump in.
Yeah,
Thank you, son.
but I guess to tell the people that are listening how the funny quick story about me and Stefan meeting and everything is we met in high school at track, and all of a sudden one day when he asked me, "Oh, where are you going to college?" and I said Albright, he thought I was lying to him because I didn't realize at the time he was wearing an Albright hat at the same time. So we were like, "Oh, let's room together. You're not that much of a jerk yet that I know of, and we'll see what happens." And then obviously meeting Laura, and then that firing off, and then even our third roommate, who I've known since second grade, Sean, has been working on the trailers and video editing.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Sean did an amazing job with the trailer for our New Jersey landmark tour. And I know that when I first watched it, Steve, I was very emotional. And then I remember with your response was similar. So, Sean, shout out to Sean. He really did a great job with your New Jersey landmark tour. Yeah.
I watched it for the first time yesterday evening, and I was just blown away with, because you go around and as we're doing the filming, you have one picture in your head of what it's going to look like, and it's just amazing, what he's been able to do with it.
Yeah, that was great. So I'm just going to cue up Daniel here so he can just say his final words to his dad, and good luck with our launch, right?
Yep. So basically, you stole all my roommates and make them work for you. So that was interesting. But no, I'm glad. I know it's been like 4 or 5 years, and I remember you sitting at the table like writing by hand it twice, which was 500 pages back and forth of handwritten notes. So taking all that time, and I know you've done a few things in the past that just somehow something gets hindered. But I'm glad this actually got launched and you actually got the book out there for people reading it.
So great.
Thanks, Dan, and my family, Dan and Jess and Diane have been, really supportive over the 3 years that I was actually writing it. So it was a sacrifice on their part. So I'm glad to have stolen your friends, and
Thanks.
and I'm really proud of my kids, and I'm just thankful that they were able to get to this point where people were able to read it.
Absolutely. And then if we could I'm going to just head over to your page, because what a lot of the readers don't know is that your daughter was instrumental in actually creating the jackets of your book covers. So all 3 jackets, his daughter Jessica, who's an illustrator, created those 3 book jackets for his book. So it's been a labor of love and a really family interaction within the book. So it's really neat, and everyone has, just done certain different things within the book, and it just makes it that much more special. And Diane's been wonderful with keeping track of, ranking and spreading the word, and going along the island and sharing the book with friends and family. So everybody has taken a special role in your book launch. So it's really nice.
And a shout out to Diane for putting up with me for 3 years.
Oh yeah, that one.
While I was writing.
Very true. Yeah.
It really was neat, between Jess having her background and all that she was able to do with it, and then it was like really a God thing, bringing you guys into our lives. So it's just, as you said, it's just made it that much neater, getting to this point.
Absolutely. And I dragged, like Daniel's saying about stealing friends. Well, I dragged Stefan in because his major is graphic arts and marketing, so he was able to do some of the work on your book, social media, your website, and even your bestseller, stickers and everything. So it's exciting when we can bring everybody in together and have a vested interest in your book. So it's everyone's book baby now.
Stefan did the banner on all the pages.
Yeah, so it's really a great thing. So it can be done, and teamwork makes everything possible. And we just want to give a shout out to all of Steve's fans and supporters, and having everyone help us on launch day to get this book to #1 bestseller. Just please go to StevenLangeBooks.com, and please make sure to buy the book today, because if everyone buys it on the same day, it really makes a difference in Steve's ranking. So you can also go to his author page and actually buy all 3 books. So definitely do that today. I'm just going to also go to Steven Lange Books so you could see how easy we've made it for everyone. Oops.
And one thing I'd love to just add in there is that aside from being what I hope will be a good read for the readers, is that the other thing that's close to my heart is the premise of the book being a voice for struggling families, and as people read it, seeing what my experience was, a lot of people may feel the same way in their lives, where they feel like they're the only ones out there, that are going through this. So that was one of the important parts of the book, that it's a voice for struggling families and a window to the other side.
Absolutely, Steve. So we don't want to give the spoiler away, but we do know that you have, you definitely are a voice for many. So once you read the book, you'll see what we mean by spoiler alert. But here's StevenLangeBooks.com, and here are his books right on page 1, so you can very easily buy his books. You can also share it with friends. You can like it. You can Google Plus it. You can buy it right here by clicking the plus button. You can also retweet things. So there's a retweet here, and there's a share button here. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, we have all the links that you can purchase individually and share individually. You can text to your friends these links here, so we made it really easy for you. We also want to invite you to the Join the Breathing Room Facebook book community, which is right here, which allows you to interact with the author Steven Lange and share different tidbits of the books that you liked, and Steve will banter back. And many days I wake up, and when I see the group room, Steve always has something funny to say, so he puts a smile on my face. So it's free therapy, right, Steve?
It is. Oh, and one other thing, I want to definitely give a thank you and a shout out to the countless people that have been so supportive, have shared with their friends, friends within my community that have reposted on Facebook or told others. And without that, we wouldn't be where we are. So I definitely want to, thank the people that have been gracious enough to do that, and get the word, and have been so good about helping get the word out there.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. And one other thing on here that we didn't really talk about is your Driving Jersey Landmark Book Tour movie that is in the works. So if you could just explain to the folks that they can, well, obviously they can sign up here on your Facebook page, on your website, just entering their email address, their first name, last name, and we'll be sending them a link to get on the back room to watch the trailers as they come through, and as we develop the next stop on your tour. Those movies will be on the back room. But just tell the listeners a little bit about that, what that is.
Well, one thing that I thought would be, and at your suggestion, you first put the idea to mind, is that all these areas, locations that represent the breathing room story. Stratford, Pennsauken, Long Beach Island. We thought it would be, after having read the book, to be able to go to the actual location, and when the book unfolds in your mind, you form a picture of what it's like or what happened. And we thought it would be neat, in comparison, to take people to the actual locations and relive those scenes from the book, and so that people can compare what their imagination was to what the actual area looks like, and what the actual location looks like where the event took place. And it was neat for me to go back to some of these areas locations that I haven't been back to in 30 years.
Yeah, so it was a neat first round of the tour. We're not done yet, right, Steve? But round 1 definitely was amazing. So definitely let everybody know. Go to StevenLangeBooks.com today, buy the book, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much, Steve, and I look forward to the end of today telling you that your book is #1 on Amazon.
Thank you, Lauren. Help clean up, son.
I'll try.
Bye, Steve.
Bye.